Assemblywoman Gallagher, it's also for the first time here. We're glad to have you here. Thank you for coming and joining us at this great event.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to ask Assemblywoman Emily Gallagher to say some words.
I am Assemblywoman Emily Gallagher, and I am very honored to represent Greenpoint and Polonia here in the New York State Assembly. And as a show of friendship and solidarity with the Polish community, I will be joined by my friend Konstancja, who will be translating my speech.
Dzień dobry, mam na imię Emily Gallagher, jestem przedstawicielką Greenpointu w legislaturze stanu Nowy Jork, w zgromadzeniu, i cieszę się, że mogę tutaj być i w ramach wyrazu solidarności z polską społecznością ja, czyli Konstancja Malszyńska, będę tłumaczyć przemówienie.
There is a small, modest statue in a lushly green park in east part of Warsaw. A woman's face rises above a simple column of gray stone. She is looking down, wrapped in a shroud, and with a pained expression. The park commemorates the heroes of the Warsaw Uprising, and the statue, called Matka, is dedicated to the mothers who lost their children in the Warsaw Uprising. Their sacrifice symbolizes better than anything the inexpressible pain and loss of wartime Poland and the long history of oppression before and after the World Wars. The monument of the mother reminds us that Poland is a woman who persists in the face of loss.
W zacisznym zielonym parku we wschodniej części Warszawy stoi niewielki, skromny pomnik. Twarz kobiety unosi się nad prostą kolumną z szarego kamienia. Spogląda ona w dół, owinięta całunem, z bolesnym wyrazem twarzy. Park ten upamiętnia bohaterów powstania warszawskiego, a pomnik Matka poświęcony jest matkom, które straciły dzieci w tymże powstaniu. Ich ofiara symbolizuje lepiej niż cokolwiek innego niewypowiedziany ból i straty wojennej Polski oraz długą historię ucisku przed i po 2 wojnach światowych. Pomnik Matki przypomina nam, że Polska jest kobietą, tą, która nie poddaje się w obliczu straty.
In 1944, for 63 days through August and September, the people of Warsaw built barricades, delivered food and messages, organized help, and fought the powerful enemy with little else but their determination.
W 1944 roku, przez 63 dni sierpnia i września, warszawiacy budowali barykady, dostarczali żywność i wiadomości, organizowali pomoc i walczyli z potężnym wrogiem, mając za broń niewiele poza swą determinacją.
They waited in the canals underneath the city, a network that traverses like pulsing veins to deliver supplies and carry out stealth attacks, outsmarting their oppressor.
Brodzili w kanałach pod miastem, w tej sieci, która przemierza je jak pulsujące żyły, aby dostarczać zapasy i przeprowadzać ataki z ukrycia, przechytrzając swojego ciemiężcę.
It is the indomitable spirit of Polish people that allowed them to stand up to the German Reich.
To ten niezłomny duch Polaków pozwolił im przeciwstawić się Rzeszy Niemieckiej.
We know the human toll of that fight, and we mourn the bright and brave Warszawiacy and Warszawiaki who perished fighting for their city.
Znamy ludzkie żniwo tej walki i opłakujemy odważnych i bezinteresownych warszawiaków i warszawianki, którzy zginęli walcząc o swoje miasto.
By 1944, Polish people had been under Nazi occupation for 5 long years, living in fear, hunger, and uncertainty. However, most had lived in an independent republic of Poland in the interbellum period, having regained a place on the map of Europe after 123 years of erasure. The dream and the reality of having statehood was tangible to them. After the armistice of 1918, their beloved country was free. They had walked the wide tree-shaded boulevards of Warsaw, studied literature, listened to music in cafes, and went to work in the small manufacturers and lived lives full of hope. In 1944, when they went to fight in the uprising amidst the rubble of a city nearly destroyed twice, they carried the image of what Warsaw had been and what it could be.
Przez 5 długich lat wojny Polacy byli pod okupacją hitlerowską, żyjąc w strachu, głodzie i niepewności. Większość z nich doświadczyła jednak wcześniej życia w niepodległej Rzeczpospolitej w okresie międzywojennym, odzyskawszy miejsce na mapie Europy po 123 latach nieistnienia. I marzenie, i rzeczywistość polskiej państwowości były dla nich namacalne. Po zawieszeniu broni w 1918 roku ich ukochany kraj był wreszcie wolny. Spacerowali szerokimi, zacienionymi bulwarami Warszawy, studiowali literaturę, słuchali muzyki w kawiarniach, chodzili do pracy w małych manufakturach i żyli pełnym nadziei życiem. Kiedy w sierpniu 1944 roku szli walczyć w powstaniu wśród Gruzów prawie dwukrotnie już zniszczonego miasta, nieśli w sobie obraz tego, czym była i czym mogła znów być ich Warszawa.
I have never been to Warsaw personally, but I've studied its pre-war photos of 1939 from days before the war began. It is majestic, royal, a welcoming multinational city, bustling with human activity, full of art and beauty, and offering places of repose in its many parks. That is exactly the city that Warsaw is today. The children of Warsaw fought for it, and now we know they won.
Nigdy nie byłam w Warszawie, ale studiowałam jej przedwojenne zdjęcia z 1939 roku, z przedednia wojny. Jest to majestatyczne, królewskie, przyjazne, wielonarodowe miasto, tętniące życiem, pełne sztuki i piękna, oferujące miejsca odpoczynku i zamyślenia w swych licznych parkach. Takim miastem jest dzisiejsza Warszawa. O taką Warszawę walczyły jej dzieci i teraz wiemy, że to one wygrały.
I am honored to represent you in the New York State Assembly, and I hope that this is the beginning of a beautiful and long friendship. I respect your history and your culture, and I am happy and honored to be a part of your life.
Jestem dumna, że mogę reprezentować Państwa w stanie Nowy Jork i mam nadzieję, że będzie to początek długiej i wspaniałej przyjaźni. Szanuję Państwa kulturę i mam nadzieję, że będę jej częścią.
So I am now an assembly member, but before I was the assembly member, I taught history, and I was very interested in immigrant cultures and communities and the stories of their struggles at home and here in America. I'm also very lucky to have immigrant Polish friends who really emphasized to me the importance of the Polish Uprising in Warsaw in 1944. And as I dug in and read more about it, I felt very overwhelmed with that emotion of really having no one on your side and having to struggle totally independently for your own freedom. And the idea that for 123 years, Poland was constantly occupied and consistently brutalized by other nations really made my heart just ache. And I'm so glad that I have a Polish community here that I can celebrate and honor for their incredible struggle in the world.
You know the story from the class when you teach. How is different when you come to the ceremony like this and you really see people who go through
Right,
this.
right.
This was their life, this day by day, 63 days.
Yes. As soon as I saw the fighter, who's the survivor, tears just flooded my eyes, and I felt very emotional when they played the sirens and they raised the flag. It was a very gut-wrenching moment to know and to see and to connect with the people who actually were there. It's such a precious opportunity that I will never forget.
How you feel, because you touch history, yes?
Yeah, I think that when we can connect person to person and really listen to each other's stories, that's when history comes alive, and that's what builds empathy and respect and understanding. We have to remember that these are real lives. These aren't just sentences in a book. This is actual living, breathing history. I wonder what the sewers smelled like. I wonder what people dreamed about when they were down there. It all is so overwhelming, and to be next to and connecting with folks who were part of that is just outstanding. It's vital that we continue to tell this story and that we tell it with the emotion and the true sacrifice that everyone made, and to really connect on a personal level to the history. As we move forward in time, we will have less and less opportunities to connect with the individuals who actually were part of the experience. So it's so important for us now to talk to our elders and to absorb the personal stories, and that demands to be shared. So I'm here ready to share it with this community, and I'm looking forward to seeing what we can build to commemorate it in the future.
How close you feel to the Polish community?
Today especially, I feel very, very close, and I have a great deal of respect. My family history is Irish and Scottish, but I recognize struggle and the sacrifice of immigration and the creation of a community in a new world, and I just have so much respect for that. So I feel very close to the Polish community here in Brooklyn, and I also feel connected in a global sense.
Can you introduce yourself?
I'm Emily Gallagher. I am the Assembly member for District 50, which covers Greenpoint, Williamsburg, and Clinton Hill in Brooklyn.